The tavern reeked of smoke and spilled ale, a haze curling under lantern light. At a corner table, half hidden in shadow, a map stretched wide across the scarred wood. Coins glittered where debts had been paid, promises made, and wagers placed. Hero leaned forward, hand firm as they slammed a finger onto the map. Here, the lake of the last great worm. They say no one who enters its cavern returns, but no one carried the fire we hold. A rogue, swirling their drink, or maybe no one returned because they were smarter than us. The table's laughter died as Hero's eyes narrowed, steady as steel. This isn't a gamble. This is a chance to carve our names into legend. The others exchanged glances, weighing coin against fear. At last, one by one, they nodded. The plan was set, though fate had already heard their oath. The scrape of a chair cut through the tavern's noise. A mercenary, drunk and staggering, shoved his way forward. His eyes locked onto the map, face twisting with recognition. "You lot after the worm's hoard," he spat. "That treasure's mine." With a snarl, he lunged, overturning the table in a shower of coins and tankards. The tavern exploded into chaos. Chairs shattered, fists flew, blades caught the lamplight. Hero ducked a wild swing and drew steel in one smooth motion. "Hold the line! If we fall apart now, we'll never see that cavern." A warrior companion swung a bench like a club. The mage muttered a spell that sent sparks dancing across the rafters. Laughter turned to shouts, shouts to roars. By the time the last mercenary was thrown into the mud outside, the party stood side by side, bruised, breathless, but unbroken. The map was smeared with ale, but the path was still theirs. The night market stretched like a maze of shadow and lantern light. Vendors whispered from behind cluttered stalls, trading in things no guild would sanction. Bottled storms, cursed steel, bones carved with runes. Hero paused before a cloaked figure whose hands cradled a vial of liquid flame. The glow painted their face in gold and crimson. Dragon fire, in glass. Dangerous to hold, but worse to need and not have. The vendor's voice rasped. "It burns truer than steel, but the cost is heavy." Hero dropped a pouch of coins onto the table, the sound sharp in the hush of the alley. Around them, companions bartered for scrolls etched in forgotten tongues and charms reeking of old magic. A thief in the party muttered, "Feels like every coin's buying us a grave." Hero tucked the vial carefully into a satchel. "Then let's make sure we're buried with more than empty hands." The group moved on, shadows stretching long behind them, the fire in glass pulsing like a heartbeat. No market trip is complete without someone trying to lift a sword bigger than the blacksmith. The hero strained, muscles taut, cloak askew, trying to heft a greatsword clearly meant for a frost giant's midlife crisis. Almost got it. The cleric examined vials of holy water. Not nearly enough. The rogue haggled with a sentient mace glowing ominously. "Call me Steve," it boomed. "For the last time, no refunds." The wizard squealed over enchanted rat traps, delighted at the runes sparking across them. Meanwhile, the smith argued with a tiny fire elemental that lived in his forge, each insult punctuated with sparks. The hero finally dropped the sword, narrowly missing the cleric's foot. Yeah, maybe I'll stick with something practical, like a cursed dagger. Morning mist clung to emerald valleys as the party set out. The castle shrank behind them, a jagged shadow against the mountains. Packs heavy, boots muddy, the road stretched endlessly forward. For the first time, there was no laughter, no tavern noise, no bargaining calls. Only the crunch of boots, the creak of leather, and the long silence of resolve. Hero glanced back once, then forward to the horizon. Every step is a promise. We don't turn back. The mage pulled their cloak tighter. Promises are light until the worm breathes down our necks. The rogue smirked, but said nothing, eyes scanning the cliffs. Despite fatigue, no one complained. The dream of treasure and legend pushed them on, even as the path narrowed and the air grew colder. Each mile pressed them deeper into the story they had chosen, a tale too large to abandon now. The ruins rose before them like the ribs of some long-dead giant, arches broken and jagged under the weight of time. Their torches painted shadows across toppled statues, their features ground away by centuries, or claws. The silence was heavy, broken only by the drip of water and the hiss of wind through stone. Hero lifted their torch high, gaze steady as they stepped into the ancient dark. The dead have already spoken their warning. The warrior adjusted their grip on the shield. Let's hope the worm reads it slow. The deeper they pressed, the colder the air grew. Whispers seemed to crawl along the walls, stone grinding like teeth. Each torch flicker revealed more of the ruin's scars, claw marks gouged into stone, bones half buried in dust. Still, not one turned back. Whatever waited below, the path forward was the only path left. The stairwell spiraled downward into the earth, each step echoing like a drumbeat of doom. The walls narrowed, carved from stone but littered with bones, femurs stacked like bricks, skulls staring hollow-eyed from the dark. The air was thick, damp, and heavy with the smell of forgotten death. Torches sputtered, shadows stretched long, and boots crunched over fragments of bone. Hero's voice cut through the silence. Every step takes us deeper than fear. Keep your eyes forward. Don't let the dead claim your courage. The mage whispered, "Feels like they're watching us." The rogue muttered, "They'd better keep watching. They'll see us leave with gold," but no laughter followed. Only the steady, grim march downward, the weight of the earth pressing on all sides. The cavern opened wide, and there it was, a dragon, colossal and wicked, scales glittering like obsidian set aflame. Its wings unfurled with a sound like thunder ripping the sky. The hero stepped forward, weapon aloft, torchlight dancing across steel. Behind them, companions readied, the cleric raising hammer, the rogue diving aside, the wizard channeling lightning. Treasure sparkled at the dragon's feet, bones smoked in its shadow. Its breath glowed molten. The dragon roared, shaking dust from the cavern roof. The hero raised their voice to meet it. "Right. Who packed the roasted sheep?" The dragon's roar shook the cavern, fire spilling from its jaws in a torrent that turned treasure into rivers of molten gold. The hero leapt, cloak whipping, weapon raised high. Sparks flew as steel met scale, the clang echoing like thunder in the vast chamber. The clerics swung their hammer with righteous fury, every strike a hymn. The rogue darted in and out of shadows, tossing coins like distractions before striking with a dagger. The wizard hurled bolts of lightning that lit the dragon's wings like stained glass made of fire. The beast's tail lashed, scattering pillars and smashing hoards into showers of coins. Shields cracked, spells sputtered, and the air itself burned with heat and fury. The hero gritted their teeth, landing blow after desperate blow. "I told you all this was a simple plan!" they shouted, parrying claws that could cleave stone. At last, the dragon gave one final furious bellow before collapsing, shaking the earth as its bulk crashed atop its own hoard. Dust, smoke, and the stench of fire filled the cavern. The hero climbed atop a cracked treasure chest, planting one boot firmly on it. Weapon raised, armor scorched, cloak torn, they stood as the image of victory carved in gold. Around them, chaos turned to celebration. The cleric knelt in prayer, hammer resting across their knees. The rogue dove gleefully into the gold like a halfling-shaped coin purse. The wizard lifted their glowing staff, triumphant light cascading across mountains of treasure. Jewels sparkled, ancient relics pulsed faintly with forgotten power. Crowns, blades, potions, scrolls, all the rewards of legend lay heaped before them. The hero raised their weapon high, voice steady. "Drinks are on us!" Back at the tavern, triumph transformed into revelry. Tables groaned beneath roasted boar, turkey legs, pies, and the inevitable suspicious stew. The hero sat at the head of it all, tankard raised, grin broad. Armor traded for comfort and the glow of victory. Coins glittered casually between plates, as though treasure and turkey belonged together. The cleric already snored into his beard, tankard still upright. The rogue juggled coins while one hand snatched a drumstick. The wizard entertained children with glowing illusions dancing over the hearth. Villagers cheered. Bards sang, and someone started a limerick about the dragon's tail that quickly grew bawdy. The hero's laughter rang out above the clamor, echoing louder than any dragon's roar. And when the feast ended, when the villagers slept and the songs faded, the hero walked on. The storm had broken, leaving the sky torn between night and dawn. Cloak trailing in the wind, weapons still glowing faintly with the fire of their struggle. The hero stepped across shattered stone. Chains broken, ground scorched. But above, clouds parted, golden light spilling through like recognition from the heavens themselves. No dragon, no map. No tavern brawl, just the hero, walking into legend, their story etched in stormlight. Because in the end, every adventurer's tale must end the same way, with footsteps into the next one.
Smoke stew and flaming glitter, a map that promised poor ideas. We planned in a tavern of smoke, I pinned the path with a laugh. Through forest past, absolutely not, to ruins and a dragon's stash. The cleric blood spilled beer's rain, the rogue way prophet with a grin. The wizard tallied death by 10, I said at dawn, we dive in. But then Shall fate delay the night? Onward to the dragon's hoard. Raise your cups, draw your sword, brawl or prayer. Keep the cord onward to the dragon's hoard. We woke with bruises, market-bound, cursed blade discount, barked out loud, cleric tested, hammers like fruit, rogue palm potions under the cowl. The wizard found a tome that lived, the forged bright hiss sparks at the smith. I chose the dagger's wicked kiss, and blistered boots swore an oath. The road curled like a rumor, cloud-shaped or gloomy future. Onward to the dragon's hoard. Raise your cups, draw your sword, brawl or prayer. Keep the cord onward to the dragon's hoard. Ruins rose like broken teeth, the runes glowed coals beneath. Bones clicked warnings in the deep, blue heart drummed the key. Sheep not fire leapt from our spell, chains sang iron hymns of hell. Wings unfurled, the cavern roared, gold ran molten like a ford. Onward to the dragon's hoard. Raise your cups, raise the board, smoke and steel, strike a chord. Onward to the dragon's hoard. Onward, onward, raise the chord. Onward to the dragon's hoard. The beast fell quiet on its gold, feast and song.